What's going on, everyone? I'm Zack from Impact, one of the new owners here. Today we're going to be with the Off-White boys. We're going to take them through a back workout, and we're going to come right into the pod.
If he's not paid the $8 million that Kanye was promised.
Who? Is he worth it?
The Weeknd. That's what he wants. He wants Kanye money.
He ain't easy.
He ain't easy.
You know,
I mean, he's good. No, I'm not even
no.
hating on the Weeknd. If I met the Weeknd, I bet, bro, you're super dope. I like all your music. Growing up, like that shit was super sick.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sound great.
How do you like it?
Ew, yes.
Hearing it.
Does my voice sound like that?
Right?
Yeah. It's these Joe Rogan mics.
Oh,
High
just
class.
practice.
High class.
Or just like Ron Burgundy's like, ow now, brown cow. Unique
That's what I was
New
saying.
York.
Like, when we first started, like, I don't know what to do with my face.
What do I do with my hands?
You know, when you're in the principal's office and you feel like you're in trouble,
Yeah.
you're like, your cheeks get really heavy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna come in here right now.
How's everyone's headphone volume? Are we good?
I feel
Is
good,
it?
yeah.
I think we're good. Yeah.
I can hear yeah.
Dope. I'm gonna check the board one more time.
Is this your first time doing a podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I guess. Yeah.
How do you like in this, like, you want to be like so close to it and then it'll pick up your voice like super
Like this?
clear.
Oh, and it'll just cancel everything around.
Yeah, because it's a
nice.
direct.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you can practice like if you're a commentator for like baseball. And he's rounding third. Johnny Simpson is. Hey, it's a double.
Stop.
Dude, I kind of like this setup. It's chill.
Yeah.
Mariners.
Yeah.
Speaking of baseball, Mariners got the dub today. I don't know. You're a big Mariner fan, aren't you?
I like the Mariners. I like the M's. I like the vibe.
Just like baseball in general.
Well, no, I don't.
You like
to be
being
honest. I like
disappointed
the
if you like
the
the
vibe.
Mariners.
Yeah.
I like the vibe of going to the Mariners game. Like the weather's
Yeah.
nice. You can
Oh, yeah.
chill. Like
beer
it's a
garden-
good. It's
the
a
beer
good
garden's
vibe.
a-
It's a
beer
good
garden's a
vibe
hot
for
spot.
sure. It's a good day spot.
It's going to be weird moving forward into this next season with like Seahawks.
Oh yeah.
We're season ticket holders, and we
Oh, you
go.
are?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah. Was it the fan deck right there where they
Oh,
raised
okay.
the 12-man flag? So 2 years ago, me and my family, we actually got to raise the 12-man flag.
No way.
That's dope.
Robertson Cano was
Shit.
there.
Oh, that was on your IG, I think, with your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we were there. And it was
That's
like,
right.
I remember that Thursday, one of the executive people was like, "Hey, you're gonna be here. Your seats got drawn for this. It's through a fan deck only type of thing,
Oh, shit.
and you're gonna get to meet and greet."
Yeah.
Dude, it was dope. Like-
Who'd you get to meet?
Robinson
that time?
Cano from
Oh,
Seattle. Yeah,
for real?
was it Robertson Cano, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Robinson Cano.
yeah.
He was
pretty
a
dope.
shortstop. He was filthy. I don't
don't follow
know.
baseball.
Whatever
used
he
to play a
did,
little
he was
ball.
filthy at it.
Yeah, right.
That's all you knew.
Yeah.
You knew that he was good.
He was
Hit
like
homers.
swag.
Hit homers.
Whatever he
Hit
did, he
homers.
killed it.
Hit
Yeah.
homers.
How do you feel?
He went yard.
Yeah.
How do you feel about what the Seahawks did? Do you think it was time to let Russ go and kind of rebuild, or what are your thoughts?
Dude,
Should they have got rid of Pete?
I don't know. I feel like how are you going to replace someone that? I don't know, man. It was a shock to me. I was like, why would?
When
you
I
do
saw that, I was like, holy shit.
my son called me right away. He was like, "Dad," and I was like, "Man,
End of an era.
I guess we're in the pandemic. You can't really expect much. You know, there's a lot of things going on."
A lot of changes.
Whatever.
Yeah, I think the Broncos might be solid.
I think so.
Well, their
Like-
wide receiver core is deadly. And
Yeah.
They got Russ now. I mean, they got a decent defense.
Who's that rookie running back they had last year? He was pretty
Javonte
good too.
Williams.
Mm.
Yeah, he's a beast. Him and Melvin Gordon. So back to back, 1-2 punch there.
Gordon's on another level though.
Yeah,
Like legit.
he's
He stands out.
yeah.
This was literally the craziest NFL offseason like ever, in my opinion. Like
Well, and Tyreek,
wild.
Chiefs let go of Tyreek.
Yeah.
Fastest.
A lot of big moves, just like
Yeah.
quick too. Like,
It's like as soon as Brady made his announcement, like shit just popped off. in
like,
the
oh, you're
league.
gonna do that? You're gonna
Yeah.
do that? How
Well,
about
then
this?
Bobby, talking about the Seahawks, Bobby Wagner getting signed by the
That's what
Rams,
I'm
let go,
saying.
signed by the Rams. Dude, Rams got
They picked him
unlimited
up.
money, dude.
That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
understand.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think the biggest shock to me was them letting Wagner go like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like obviously there was rumor of Wilson, but then they just let Bobby go. It's like why?
Yeah, it was crazy.
This was a weird season. I didn't follow this season as much as in previous seasons, just because it was like, I don't know, it wasn't as entertaining. It was entertaining for me.
Yeah.
But fighting the whole UFC, like that was,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
always, I know
UFC
Bailey,
is
Bailey, man,
amazing.
I love
we'd be
it.
in it. We're throwing the punches, but yeah, no, this is going to be a good fight this weekend.
Yeah. You got Alexander Volkanovski versus Korean Zombie. You got
Gustav Singh coming up. here in a couple
yeah,
months.
against John Jones. But Hazmat Chimaev, that guy is like, he's a savage.
The Wolf. And then
Savage.
it's weird.
The Wolf,
Watching,
What a
watching
name.
him close with how, I don't know if you guys have watched any of his sparring at all,
Not sparring.
but
no.
like
I haven't.
he closes distance from point A to point B
So quick.
so fast. It's like to see someone move like that, like it's insane, bro. He moves like literally like a flyweight.
He's like 6'4",
Dude,
or like
I know, that's what I'm
6'2",
saying.
6'4", like 200 pounds, but
6'4".
just lean.
Yeah,
bro.
his wrestling is top notch too. But
Yeah,
I
I've
think
seen-
people are not hyping him up, but they're overlooking Burns.
Burns is
He
savage.
has some
Yeah.
accolades.
Who's
dude.
dominated him? I mean,
That's what
he
I'm
lost
saying.
against Usman, but like, who's dominated him?
That's what I'm saying. Like he is a top tier, top level grappler, wrestler, you name it. He's been in it for a minute, dude.
But I mean, Chimaev, he went up a weight class on 10 days. He fought someone,
Mm-hmm.
or he fought 2 guys in 10 days. That's how he started his UFC
That's
run.
what I'm saying.
No
like,
punches or
hungry.
one punch.
hungry out the gate.
And
man.
then he was
he
like-
hasn't been hit. You can't
Yeah.
you can't
how do you do
discount
that?
that.
Yeah.
He slips punches so
He's just
nasty.
like, you're dead before you can punch me.
Yeah, for sure.
Ready to go, boys?
Let's do it.
Let's do a little intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Off Flight Podcast. Obviously, we're not at Flight today. We're at Impact Fitness
Yes, sir.
with our boy Zack Vasquez today. Welcome.
Yep, welcome.
We went
Yeah.
through a gnarly workout before this. That was crazy.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel after that? You sore? A little back day?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I need to work
dude.
on my
Back
back a
action.
lot.
I'll be feeling it tomorrow.
Baby got back.
Actually, Sunday I'll be feeling it.
We'll be feeling it tomorrow for
sure.
sure.
And
Hey,
it's-
yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's weird, like, just coming into it, like I was explaining to you, some people, like, they want to get right to work. They don't want to do all the prep work coming into it and making sure that they're safe and able to move. And that's, it's different when you actually turn your body on the way it should be before you actually place load onto your body. And you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, we had a good sweat. 8
Yeah.
minutes. We
8
had an
minutes
eight
into
minute
it, yeah.
warm up, and yeah, we were feeling it.
Dude, just the band work, you know.
The band work.
Band work was
And that, it didn't even seem that long at all.
No, it went by quick,
Mhm.
but we were feeling it.
Or
We had a good
actually,
sweat.
no, I take that back. It actually did feel like it was like a really good warm up, but the time seemed not that
Like-
long. Like
like
8
quick.
minutes. Like,
Yep.
and we always think like, oh, it takes so long to warm
Yeah.
up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, because
That was 8 minutes.
everybody wants to get in and get
Oh,
out, but you gotta slow
exactly.
it down. Go,
Mhm.
don't take it easy, and even
Like-
with
like I was saying, it's a shift in mentality, right?
Yeah.
And for some people, it happens when they're doing their dynamic warm up. Something happens internally where it's like, okay, my body temperature is rising, my body's waking up. That fight or flight response starts to kind of get tingled, and it's like, okay, something's gonna happen, right? And for some people, they have the ability to turn that on right when they walk through the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I come from. It's like, this is such a therapeutic environment for me. And I try to really explain that to people. Like, yo, when you come here, you train. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
for some people, it's a social gathering, and that's cool. That's all well. But for some of the people that are training, there's a big difference between training and exercising. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
Yeah, because I feel like I'm still stuck in that spot where like I hit the gym because I know I have to,
Yeah.
but I'm not like taking that
I
extra
know-
shot. Like that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like I feel that like going through that workout. Like, all right, let's do this right.
Yeah.
You know, we don't
It's-
always take the time to do
it's
that.
so-
I'm being honest. You know what
right.
I'm saying?
No,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's so easy as human beings to take the path of least resistance, right? Oh, I don't want to do the extra work. It's stupid. I look
Yeah.
stupid doing it. I feel awkward, right? How many times in the past year have you done that motion? Just
not,
in the
not,
in the
not
band,
enough,
right?
Yeah, not enough, but
Yeah,
it
same.
felt great. Felt great.
well, it's like
Mhm.
even with like your professional life, right? Like people, you can do a job, you can get it done, and you can do it right. You know
That's what I'm saying.
And so like, and I, yeah, so it's the
that's-
same thing with the gym.
And this, we were talking about discipline, like off cam, but doing all those small things, it adds up, and it creates that foundation of discipline, right? Coming into a workout, hey, I got to get this done, because if I don't, then I'm going to be tighten one certain area, that I'm going to go and expect my body to perform like a Ferrari, and I'm going to put load on my back, and now I'm in a compromised position and have a lot of weight on my back. That's not safe, right?
Well, then we were talking about injuries too. Like that's how you prevent injuries.
Yeah.
And that's very, very key,
Mhm.
you know, because you're doing this day in, day out, whatever your regimen is, whatever your routine is, but making sure you're warmed up mentally, you know, as well, obviously physically, but mentally as well, before you jump into whatever workout you're doing. So you're emphasizing that for sure. So it's a good takeaway. But hey, let's we have a lot to talk about, but let's get into the business side of things first, since we're at Impact. Let's talk about Impact. What what year did you I mean, well, you got a background story. Let's get into the background story first before we get into Impact. And what led you to this.
So I went into the military in 2006. I went in, I signed up, I was 17, and I was like, I didn't know really what I was going to do. Like, I loved wrestling, so I was going to try to just do a walk-on over at NIC.
Okay.
Got into really good shape. I was like, I'm going to do a walk-on. I know I can hang, you know what I mean? I can do everything there. And so that year, I ended up getting into a pretty bad car accident.
Oh, sure.
And, dude, it wrecked me. At the time, I had like a little Acura Integra, and it had a roll cage in it and stuff, and I got hit by a drunk driver. Luckily, I had the roll cage in there, because basically that cage wrapped around and made a little cocoon of me, you know, right? And so, yeah, it was wild. So I was going through like a little school, like a little four-way intersection. School had just gotten out, kids were running around. I was getting ready to go to work, and I just was creeping through the four-way. I looked, and all I seen was just the front brush guard of a Suburban coming. And I was like, this is it. And I had harnesses, and I remember just ripping down on them, and boom, and got me. And I woke up, and I seen this big dude walk over to this girl in the vehicle. She was getting ready to take off, and he just decked her. Whap.
Holy shit.
It was wild, dude.
You got some stories, dude.
Yeah, we didn't talk about this off camera, so
I know,
I'm
I
caught off
kinda
guard
wanted
right
to
now.
drop
That's
this one out.
wild.
It was
Yeah,
this
you're
one
saving it. Yeah. You're saving
No,
it. Oh, crazy.
And I remember waking up in the hospital there, and mom showed up, dad was there, girlfriend was there at the time, my son's mom, and I remember the doctor was like, "Yo, like you're pretty messed up. You're gonna have some range of motion issues. You're not gonna be able to move and do all the things you've been doing." And basically, in a way, he was kind of telling me you're gonna be paralyzed.
Really? So what were some of
So it was
those injuries?
I couldn't feel anything. I remember I tried to move my legs,
Really?
and it was like, I remember just thinking like, oh my gosh, this is the worst nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Coming from being 165 pounds at, 10% body fat, getting ready to walk on for a wrestling scholarship, or that was my intention at the time, to not even being able to move. It sucked. And so fast forward, multiple contusions on my L4, L5 really messed with my nerves. So I wasn't able to gain full motor function of my lower half. And it was like, oh my gosh. So then I had to figure out real quick, what are you going to do for the rest of your life?
Yeah, definitely.
So I ended up joining the military, and I remember I was going to prioritize going to school. Like, you're going to go to school, I'm going to get out of Moses Lake. That's where I'm originally from, and make your future from there. As, just like the norm of our culture, like you got to go to school. Right after high school, you got to go to college.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, my parents were young. It wasn't, college really wasn't like something that we prepared for. It wasn't like, if I wanted something, I was going to have to go and do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of always had that. My mom instilled that in me really young. Like, growing up as a kid, she worked for a temp hiring agency, and she's been there for many years. And it was like, you're always going to have a job, whether you're out in the field working with the field workers, doing all that type of work, or whether you're going to be driving a combine and doing the harvest during the summer. You're going to pay for your clothes. You want something nice, you want those J's, you go earn that. So that's kind of where my work ethic came from.
Okay.
And then, I joined the military, and it was like, okay, I'm going to go to college, I'm going to use the GI Bill, and that was it. And then it was like, boom, nope, you're going to Iraq.
Yeah,
and it was
massive.
super heavy.
Yeah.
And,
What did you feel like when you first found out?
It still gives me chills.
Yeah.
To be honest, it gives me chills talking about it. Like, I did not know. I remember signing under the premise that, hey, you're gonna not go if deployed. You're gonna be basically stateside and do your thing. I was like, it's National Guard, whatever, weekend a month.
Felt
Kind of
good.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Felt good.
People hate on the National Guard.
Bro, the nasty girl is it, man. I'm telling you, that's what the guys do. The nasty girl. I did 12 years, right?
Okay.
So anyhow, we deployed 0809 with 181 161st Infantry Bravo Company. Yeah, it was an infantry unit. We went over and we were convoy operations. So we did, we were outside the wire. And I remember, like I was telling you guys, I was so scared. I was young. I was super young. My son was born 3 days before I flew out. So I was down in Wisconsin. And I got the Red Cross message, and they're like, yo, you're going to fly up to Washington. You're going to see the birth. And I remember literally just like watching him come out. He, was there for a moment. I got to hold him, lay down with him, and it was like, I love you. And I remember flying back down, and as I was flying in off of the commercial plane, we flew into Wisconsin. I can't remember exactly what the airport was, but flew in, plane landed, and the plane that we were going to be flying to go to Bangor, Maine, to come over the pond to Kuwait was literally waiting. Like, not waiting, but like guys were loading up into it. And my guys were like, we got your stuff, let's go. So I literally went from that to just walking across the tarmac.
Dude, the mental state has to be crazy right now.
And
you're just going through.
Yeah.
How hard was that? Like leaving your child like that? Because I just had a kid and I couldn't imagine doing that.
It was, man, I don't think at the time, because I was so young, I didn't realize the totality of it all.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't have the ability to like, whoa, this is what's going on with my life. This is what I'm about to do. It was just like literally just being a young kid, kind of just going with the flow of everything.
Gotcha. What's crazy is that could have been the first and last time, You just never know.
Yeah. It took me many years to realize that too.
Yeah.
Like literally. So we flew over, and I remember getting there, and like I was telling you guys, one of our sergeants kind of told us the story, because I remember telling him, he's like, are you scared? He was like, it's okay to be scared. And I was like, dude, I'm fucking scared. Like, I'm really scared. Like, we're flying into a combat zone.
Yeah, dude.
Legit. Like,
like this is
this is
a game.
These guys are playing for keeps. This is the real deal.
All the marbles.
It's for all the marbles. Chill. Yeah, no, yeah. And he was like, it's okay to be scared, man. Like, you're a human being.
Yeah.
And I had some of the greatest mentors when I was overseas. Keeping us strong, like mentally and stuff. And he told us a really cool story, and this is a story that I've even told my own son, like coming into moments of him having fear. He talked about a story about an Apache chief, right? Chief was like, yo, with his grandson out in the woods, and he was like, grandson, there's a war going on inside my head, and he's like, what's going on? Where's the war at? He's like, no, it's inside of me. The war is happening within me. And he was like, there's a war between a white wolf and a black wolf. And the grandson was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, no, check it out. And he was like, the white wolf, he's important. He can chameleonize in his environment. He's cunning. He's smart. He can, use his words really well. He can charm people and, persuade people. When your grandma's mad at me because I don't bring her amount of fish she needs from the river, like I can talk her down with my white wolf. And he's like, well, you see the black wolf. The black wolf, he's the ugly guy. He's the one that I take into battle with me. He's the one that I use to strategize against our enemies as a tribe. And, he's the one that is there when the fear is there. I use him to utilize what needs to be done, to utilize that dark side.
Yeah,
gets me going, bro.
Yeah, right.
I like that.
You just got done working out, you're going again.
Yeah, that's
So,
and
that kind of stayed with me for a long time, because I remember that same sergeant was like, is your black wolf here? And it'd be like, fucking damn right he's here.
Hell yeah.
Like, so I've used that. And I remember the first time I told my son that we were in Vegas, and he was wrestling at Nationals, or we were in Reno, excuse me. And he was like, Dad, I'm wrestling a kid that's like ranked 5th in the nation right now. And I was like, let me tell you something, son. You're like, let me tell you something, boy.
Spit some knowledge on you, boy.
And I remember looking into my son's eyes after I told him that, and it was just that moment of him like, all right. He's like, you telling me I can do anything I want? I'm like, if you want to bite his face, go bite his face. You know what I mean?
Black wolf.
Like, it's black wolf. It's black wolf time. You know what I mean? And I remember I even took a picture of him walking onto the mat, And I remember looking at just the shift in his swag when he was walking on, and I was like,
I love that.
it was so deep, dude. And I actually caught a really good photo of it. And it's like, that was the moment my son really got something that I taught my son. If I go right now, like, he's going to have that story with him. Same thing with my daughters too. You know what I mean? Like, I tell them really deep stuff like that, because here's the truth, guys. Like, it literally can end like that.
Yeah.
We can be gone. And so for you as a young father, man, like,
Yeah,
for
no,
sure.
I feel that.
It's there.
I feel that.
It's crazy. But no, yeah, deployment, it was a combat mission, and it was wild from start to finish. Yeah. Got home, and I had a lot of, I had a hard time transitioning from the speed of things. And I know a lot of veterans battle with that, you know.
Like anxiety or what?
Well, not only that, dude. I mean, it's like a sense of urgency that's always
Like
present.
you're just ready to
Like, ready to
like
go, bro.
always. Yeah,
Like,
I feel that.
and it's so weird. I remember, like, towards the last month or so of the deployment, we were like, dude, it doesn't even matter. Like, you hear the failing system go off, you know, that's the warning sound for the
That's the one they put in the scary movies.
Yeah, it sounds like
You're
the
like,
Purge.
oh,
Like,
shit.
no,
You're like,
legit,
dang.
it sounds like the Purge, right?
Really?
And so it's like you hear it, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen a failing system. It kind of looks like a little R2D2.
Yep.
And then it just goes, and it shoots these tracer rounds up in the air, and that's what's shooting down the mortars, right? And so 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, you'd hear the siren go off, and in the beginning, you'd be like, "Oh my god!" Put your helmets on, and go into the bunkers. Towards the end, dude, like, you become so desensitized to it, you're just like, "Fuck it." If it's
Really?
time, it's time. Like, I ain't getting out of my bed.
Shit.
And
Yeah,
it
there's
was
just nothing you can do, right?
no, at
That's-
that point, no. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just kind of like, and that's kind of where I've been in my life. Like, if it's your time, it's your time, but do the best you can while you're here, you know? So,
So you're saying it's hard for you to turn off your black wolf?
when I came home, absolutely. It was super hard.
Like that switch is
that
on.
switch was on 24/7, chasing the adrenaline, chasing everything that I was dealing with as a young man.
Yeah.
Like I said in the beginning of this, I didn't realize the totality of it all, like how deep it was going to impact me as a young man.
Yeah.
And so it took a long time. And then being still, you know, even 11 years after deployment, like, it was so, up until recent years, like, we all kind of like would get together and be like, yo, like, you need to go sit down with someone. Like, we need to, you know, prioritize mental health. But it was crazy before I found mental health and sitting down with someone and, like, just talking things through with other men that have been through like situations. I found this, right? This was it for me. Like, this was my ability to slow things down and just kind of like compartmentalize stuff for a while and just fixate on something that was going to be giving me nothing but good.
Yeah.
And in a world that we live in right now, everything is so inconsistent, and so at times it can be true for a moment. You know, it can be true in your hand for a while, like, you know, it's tangible, it's there, you see it, and then it's gone. Well, that 45-pound plate over there, literally, it's going to be 45 pounds in 10 years. It's not changing. So I found peace in that, where it's like, hey, this is my consistency. This is what I can count on, right?
I love that. We just had someone tell us that, you know, consistency makes something real,
For real.
right? Like, whether that's like in a relationship or like your hard work at your profession or in the gym, like, being consistent makes something real. You know, you can do something one time, you could take your girl out one time, whatever. Consistency makes it real.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dang. That's deep. The black wolf, white wolf thing. Yeah, we're taking that with us.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll
it,
remember
man.
that for a long
Take
time.
it. Yeah.
Forever.
Have it. Put it in your pocket.
Yeah, for sure. So the business side of things. So
Yeah.
did you start when you came back? Did you start that out of your garage? Is that where you started?
No. So actually, when I came home from Iraq, like I said, fitness was super, like, what I did. Like,
Yep.
it's what I like. That's how we over there. It's literally working out on mission, going to chow hall, whatever. And I came home and I worked for a couple of years. I would say probably about 4.5 years with the Washington State Counter Narcotics Task Force through the National Guard. And not a lot of people know that, but like there's a department for the National Guard that actually helps or facilitates local agencies in the fight against narco-terrorism, right?
Yeah.
Global reach. And that's kind of what I did for about 4.5 years. And I loved it. It was one of the sexiest jobs I ever had. Dude, it was dope.
Was that back in this area or?
Yeah, so
Okay.
it was through a department, a local sheriff's office department that was in the area, and yeah, it was fun. It was cool. But even there, like, I still, when I was living in that area, fitness was still it. You know, you got to be able to call upon your body and go to work for the men and women to your left and right of you, right? So kind of always been in the background of fitness being there for me and needing that. And I remember hearing about the Master Fitness program. And I was like, dude, I'm on it. So I talked to my readiness NCO, and he was like, hey, yeah, I think you'd be good. Like you're totally in alignment with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through it, and it was a lot of stuff I kind of already picked up over the years, but it was so much more in depth in terms of like, hey, this is the plane of movement you're working in. This is why we're doing what we're doing. This is how you set up a whole training program. This is a mesocycle, a microcycle. This is, you know, everything. When it was like, oh my gosh, I felt like I had just gotten the most powerful tool in the world of all this knowledge, and I didn't know how to like get it out to people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the best piece of advice I had gotten from one of the instructors for the schoolhouse. He was like, you guys have all these plaques now. They say Master Fitness Trainer on there, blah, 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 blah. He was like, I want you to look at them, and I want you to remove that. I want you to remove the words Master Fitness Trainer. You are now a Master Fitness student. And it was just so like, oh my gosh. And he explained it like, this is always going to be changing. There's always going to be new modalities. There's always going to be different ways of doing things. People are different. People are smaller. People are wider. People have different injuries. And you, as a student, have to study and learn how to facilitate the best program for that individual.
Like the biometrics of that person.
Absolutely, right.
So everybody's unique, yeah.
Everyone's unique, right? So just the study of kinesiology and learning how different planes of movement can honestly like inhibit someone from doing something, right? So, and then finding ways to work around it. Just constantly assessing and then shifting fire.
So were you able to pick up on that stuff pretty quick then?
Yeah. You know, it was cool. It kind of was just, I don't know. And I remember when I was younger, I was like, I didn't want to be the guy that was doing something and someone would be like, why are you doing that? And not have the answer. I think that's part of like the competitive side of me.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, man, you're not going to be that guy. You're not going to get me, you know? So yeah, but I love the teaching side of everything. Like, this is why we're doing what we're doing. Even just talking to you guys about the warm up, this is what we're doing. We're taking our body through so many ranges of motions. If something's wrong with your body, you're going to know by the end of 8 minutes, right? Yeah. And then you're going to have a time to work on that prior to coming into the workout. And if it's unfixable, then you move with something different, you know? So, yeah. So the gym, sorry.
You're good.
So the gym came about with that. Like, I got out after 12 years. I had already been previously working towards it, the VA, and everyone was like, yo, like, you have all of this stuff going on. You have all these hurts. Like, what are you going to do with it? And I just didn't know. And I was like, at the time I was working in a prison, and it was cool, you know, still fitness was there. You had to be able to get to point A to point B if someone needed you. Like, it was just at the backbone of everything. And I was like, I'm going to open my own gym. Like, just like that. Like, I seen it. I just knew it, you know, I'm going to have my own spot. So the first facility was over in Moses Lake, and it was great. You know, I seen it between my own ears first, created the logo on my phone, and
what was that one called?
That was called the Complex.
Complex.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. It was a good thing, and it was a child. You know what I mean? Of me, like, it came to actual fruition. It was tangible. It was in my hands, and that was when I was like, this is what I meant for. You know, I got to work with a whole different slew of athletes, of weight loss clients, of people that were already in shape. Like, I had one kid that was actually NBC Sports did a big segment on him. He was a wheelchair basketball player, and he signed a full ride to go down to Alabama and play basketball down there. And it was like the range, and that's when I started to realize, like, oh my gosh, this is why I studied so hard. Like, learning these planes of movement and how it can affect him. And then I had another girl that had cerebral palsy who couldn't even get out of her walker. Damn. And then coming from that to now putting her on a TRX unit, one thing that I really had to learn how to use, and helping her gain that strength in her upper body to help pull herself onto her chair. You know, little things like that. And being able to identify like certain wins was huge, you know? So it was wild, but like all good things, they go up and they come down. And that was a real humbling experience for me. So, yeah, man.
Did you want to maybe cover a little bit about that, or no? You don't have to get too deep, but
sure. No. I mean, it is what it is, you know, like it hurt. I mean,
Yeah.
it was after losing that, it was like I said to you off cam, it was like losing a child. You know, it was like, oh my gosh, to have such a hard fall from grace, and then to be not doing what I loved, I created that, and then not be able to do it anymore was so. It was hard. Like that's what I identified with. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and that's about the time that I ran into my boy Joey.
Oh, Joey, shout out Joey.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
gonna be
Joey.
back on.
Yeah, for sure. And I remember him and I just caught that vibe, and it was almost like we recognized each other's experiences and the pain that we had gone through in terms of business.
That's awesome.
And it was like, he was like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and I'd be like, bro, you're gonna do that. You know, I'm gonna do this, and he's like, you're gonna do that. And it was
Good
like,
energy.
it was such good energy. It was.
You
such
guys
a-
were meant to meet.
It was,
Yeah.
and we said that. It was so like, man, like, this was so weird. Like, we were both in a period of transition where, you know, have you ever met someone where it's like, man, that person's going to do something big?
Oh yeah.
Like, I recognize that in him, you know, and it was like, just the energy that was reciprocated was so heavy. And it was like, this is what I'm going to do with my life. I'm going to get back up, and I'm going to have another facility or another hand in the success of the facility. And it's not stopping. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's crazy.
That was the universe at play.
It was for
wild.
sure.
I love when you have like a supporting group like that. I feel like we all try and push each other in our own
Mhm.
ways
Yep.
too. It's just good to be around people that are always trying to go for more.
Right.
Do you think if you didn't meet someone, Joey or someone like that you would be here again now, or what do you think would have happened?
I mean, he definitely helped, and it was a good push and a good motivator. I have a very small circle of people.
Yeah.
You know, I can count them with 3 fingers. You know what I mean? And it was like,
Nothing wrong with that.
you're like, yo, you're going to get back up. We know who you are, you know? And it just, at the time, I didn't want to hear it. You know, I didn't want to deal with the reality of it. And then I remember it came time to recertify on a lot of stuff. And it was like, yo, I'm not done with this. This is my reminder that, you know, I'm still meant to be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And this came about in such a weird way, you know. I had been a member here working out here before, and I wanted nothing to do with fitness at that time. I was still just trying to,
Okay.
like, I honestly despised anything.
From everything you went through.
Everything I
and
went through was like,
driving factor.
I don't even want to be around fitness. I want to look at it. I don't want to see anyone progressing. And it was a very raw feeling, you know, like being like coming from compartmentalizing stuff in the military. I turned that on heavy, and I didn't want to deal with it. And then it wasn't until I actually sat down with my feelings and was like, yo, you need to feel this. This was put in front of you for a reason. Yeah, it was wild.
Were you kind of fighting that at some point, or did you just embrace it once that clicked?
In the
or-
beginning, it was like, oh, I don't want it. But it was just so much like little things, you know, or hearing
Yeah.
my son say like, my dad can do that. My dad can do that. And it was like,
I can.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's so weird. I always talk about my kids, but like the message that you can give to your kids of like, hey, you can get back up after something like life hits you is so deep, man.
Kids are a big motivator.
For sure.
Once I had my kid, like it kicked me into an extra gear, right?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure you
weird.
had that same feeling.
Yeah. So weird.
Can't
relate.
Can't relate? Yeah.
You can't yet.
Yeah.
No, but honestly,
Yeah, now
like
you can.
hearing that's actually super dope, man.
Yeah.
Like just being able to give your son like that knowledge or like support him in that moment where he's feeling like fearful, or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Like that's something I think that just sounds dope, right?
It'd be dope to feel.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
you guys were talking about it a little bit,
Well,
but
there you
yeah.
go.
You go.
Something to- Without ghost.
Pop one of those bad boys
Oh,
open.
man.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, taste it.
If I have another, dude, that'll be 3 for me today. So
3? Oh yeah.
Well, what? Well, I had an energy drink earlier, or
Dang.
this afternoon,
Earlier.
and then your
Going
girl
hard.
brought us one.
Yeah.
And then you
Oh,
brought
yeah.
these out.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't do 3.
That's why we know you're not down.
So the impact thing. So
Yeah. So I've known Jake and John for a while.
okay.
And I remember being a member here, and it was like, hey, you know, something in the beginning didn't kind of pan out the way we wanted it to.
Uh-huh.
And it was all about timing. It was really weird. Like, I got really excited, and I was like, no, the timing's not right. Timing's not right. And then just out of one day, I was, you know, kind of getting myself back into fitness, and I was feeling great. And it was just almost like the universe was speaking, right? Like, this is your time. This is the right time. And we sat down. We put some ideas together, and it all made sense on all fronts. And we just hit play.
What year was this or time frame?
This was 6 weeks ago.
6 weeks. Oh, so
so
this is fresh.
It was fresh. And I think, Bailey, you've been here for a couple weeks now, but just the shift in the culture. I really want to provide an environment where everyone feels like, hey, this is a peaceful environment for you. You can come in here and you can be the blackest of black wolves if you want. Like, that's okay, right? But still adopting an organic culture that really invites education. We have a lot of top tier athletes that are in here.
Yeah, you were talking about that earlier.
Some serious athletes, and it's motivating to me. A lot of people don't like that because, like, oh my God, I'm surrounded by knowledge and experience. But for me, it's like, no, like you need that. It almost feels me more because I have to know more. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the culture. I think that just in general, like seeing a female over here, and I'm not saying females can't do this, but like seeing one of our gals in here come in here and set 3 national records a couple weekends ago, weighing 135 pounds and pulling like 3 times her body weight. That's motivating to me.
Yeah.
Or seeing someone coming here for the first day after they decided, like, I can't live my life like this no more. That is motivating, you know? So, and then on top of that, like, I don't know. It's weird.
Everyone's cool here, man.
Yeah.
I feel like I've like connected with a lot of people. When these doors are open and the weather's nice, it's a good vibe. Yeah, that's a good vibe. I sent these guys a video and I was working out. I was like, you guys gotta come over here.
The sunset. He's like,
he put his filter on.
He got some water. It's not sweating.
Zack, you're hollering at him in the background. Hey, couple more reps. Hey, that time under tension. Pull it.
Get it.
Do you find the people in the gym? Do you relate to them similar to like your boys in the military? Do you find any comfort in that? Or is there any correlation there? Or?
I mean, I would like to. I'm still pretty fresh here. So I've been shaking the hands and giving the nods and hearing people's stories. Like, everyone has a story, man. There's some people that truly do need to be here and finding themselves again, Ultimately, I know, like, our powerlifting crew, like, they are tight. There's some tight individuals, and it may come off as like, hey, we're a clique, we're not inviting. No, dude, these guys right here, like, they will welcome you in. If you want to learn how to bench, we got Ryan Kennelly here in the house. I mean, he's one of the most accomplished benchers in the world of all time. You know what I mean? BJ Dirk from Moses Lake, in my hometown. Both those guys are from my hometown. He just put up, was it 915 I showed you of a 2-bar press?
Just about that.
And dude, it was just like nothing.
Moves so quick.
Yeah, easy.
Could put up and then more. We have a couple of a couple pros that work out in here as IFBB pros. Some outstanding female athletes. Raina, one of our own trainers here, she's going to be competing. So, I mean, just the atmosphere that's here, it's super competitive, but it's also very motivating. And that's hard to create. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you were even talking about, we won't talk about it here. You got to come check it out. But you were talking about some cool stuff that you're going to add to the place.
Yeah. No,
so,
we're
some new changes, upgrades.
We're in the process of like doing like a renovation.
Yeah.
Instead of changing the name, I just figured like, why not change the way it looks? Why not try to really work on the culture, right? The vibe,
the foundation.
I think the name's pretty dope too. So.
Yeah. What kind of impact is it going to have on you, right?
Yeah,
oh, exactly. Hey.
Tagline.
Drake, watch out.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy because a lot of people have been saying the word vibe. The vibe. That's,
it's a good word.
Not a bad term to associate your place with.
The vibe is right.
That's solid.
Hey, babe.
Everybody's looking for the vibe.
Right. No.
Let's see if the vibe's right.
The vibe is right.
For the gym, of course.
For the gym, of course. Not you.
How many members you guys got here now?
I think we're probably sitting just over 300.
300.
Yeah. In the space that we're in right now, it flows right. I think we have enough room for another couple hundred, but
okay.
We have a couple pieces of equipment coming in, and we're going to kind of shift fire and see how that works out. We got more treadmills, more Stairmasters coming in. Like little by little, it's just going to start growing. In the future, we do have plans though, and this is something I don't know if a lot of members know, but you know,
Breaking news. So.
yeah, we gotta
You heard it here
we
first.
gotta expand. We gotta expand. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be the person that's like, oh, I'm okay right there. You know, like I'm always looking to just evolve.
Think bigger.
Think
Keep
bigger.
scaling.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, no, that's definitely in the works. You know, we'll see where it takes us. It's just right now we're really working on creating the environment.
Yeah, and building and sustaining that foundation of the culture, the way you want to, you know, move the brand and all that. So, because you guys have grown quite a bit quick. So,
yeah. I don't know if you guys have been watching the stories or not, but like, it's so it's so. I don't want to say multicultural, but like it is. Like, you know, you look at powerlifters, that's their own culture. You look at bodybuilding, that's their own culture. Then you have weight loss clients, that's their own culture. But like, I'm literally trying to just give everyone as much love as I can in it, and just let everyone know that's looking outside, looking in.
It's
like,
diverse.
Yeah, the
It's
diverse.
diversity.
And that's welcoming to a lot of people. People, you know, I'm sure there's people listening or watching that, you know, they've thought about maybe going to a gym or trying to find one.
Yep.
So, you know, this is a good spot for that.
Yeah, it's different because it's a private gym too, so it's not like a commercial fill where you're like walking into like, I won't say the names or anything, but like
Name drop.
right?
We know the color.
We know.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, no, it's not like you're walking into just a crowded environment and you're just a little guppy swimming around. Like, you know, if I'm here, I'm going to say, what's up, man? Welcome.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Foster and develop relationships.
absolutely. That's what it's about, right?
All that.
That's what I was telling these guys. I was like, it's time for us, you know, to be part of like a private gym.
It's got a family vibe here. Like, it seems like everyone kind of knows everyone in here and everyone gets along. And
Yeah,
So
for sure.
it's cool.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, the business side of things, you got a lot of things coming down the ropes. You know, you guys just got to come in and check it out. But do we want to circle back maybe to the military side? I know you had a couple you had a couple crazy stories that I think are impactful, and you know, it'd be nice to listen to a couple wild ones. But you can pick and choose what you'd like to share. But I think I'd just like to circle back and pick your brain a little bit about that, because nobody really knows unless you're actually in it. So
you guys were asking me a couple of questions. I forgot what you were asking me earlier. Like, what is it?
What's the
What is it
craziest
like?
thing that ever happened?
Shit, what was I asking you?
Yeah, you had a good question. What was that?
I can't remember now.
Hey, man. You don't have it in your notes?
No, it slipped my mind.
Oh man. No.
I asked you about, are you talking about the correlation between in here and your boys in the military, or did I ask you something else too?
I think you were talking about just like the camaraderie that was developed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you go through something traumatic like that, of course you're gonna have a bond. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with these guys in here. That there's an incident in probably like 4 weekends ago on a Saturday. An individual broke his arm in here, and it was like, dude was pressing nearly 900 pounds, and it was just crazy. But I feel that everyone that was there in that moment, that experienced that, was like, okay, like they went through it together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it kind of brought some people
A little bit closer.
because we all kind of worked in unison to handle the situation. We were so lucky to have one of our members that's a emergency room nurse in the house.
Dang,
and it was
at
like
that time.
when it happened, it was like we both looked at each other and we're like, let's go. You know, and everyone was kind of like just in shock. And it was like, I feel like that brought not only her and I, or not, just everyone in general, like in the after residual effects of something like that. You have a person that's literally like one of the strongest guys in the country go through something like that, and then watching him be like helpless.
Yeah.
It kind of sets things into perspective for you.
Really?
Like, we break. Like, this is just skin and meat.
That was probably a crazy
Sure.
experience.
For sure.
Just 900 pounds on his chest,
It had
I'm
a lot of people spooked. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, it's so weird, you guys, when we, like, I don't know. I don't know if you've ever gone through something like that before, where you've seen something.
No, but I've seen it on the UFC where like someone's leg just like pops out.
Oh yeah,
you're
Anderson
like,
Silva. It
oh,
was just a ramen noodle.
yeah, you're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, even like Conor McGregor, right? When he like
Mhm.
broke his shin or
That
whatever.
was the worst.
What was it as gruesome as something like that?
It was so loud. Like
Oh.
I was
Step the pop.
I was
sure.
over by the
Yeah.
Smith rack, and he was in the second bench over, and I remember just hearing that sound like, hey, 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 you know, and then you hear, and it was like someone took 2 plywood boards and just went. It was wild, and the guy was a warrior about it, man. He was so like, all right, this is what it is.
This is what it is.
And
That's crazy.
You know, my little combat experience came in, and me and the ER nurse did what needed to be done. Everyone else kind of chipped in and helped out with the comfort and just keeping them calm.
Yep.
And yeah, dude, it was wild, but that dude's already back and like lifting already. And,
Really?
like, doing
What was that
things.
turnaround time?
Dude, like, I don't know, like the very next week. I think
No
he was
way,
already, yeah,
really?
not with that arm that was injured and broken.
Yeah, but he was still getting. Yeah,
I think you thought that.
he was still getting.
What's
after
that?
Come on, bro. That's good.
He was still get after it.
Yeah, he was good after it. No, it was wild, but yeah, speaking of moments where like you have that like, whoa, we can break.
Yeah.
You know, even being overseas, something happened to one of my buddies. You know, being there as a young man, it was like, oh my gosh, seeing something like that, him receiving a Purple Heart, and then going through that, I kind of have always carried that. That's why I take safety such an, so places such a high importance on safety, even moving in here in the gym. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was constantly like, yo, fix this,
Yeah.
do this, make sure you're keeping your core
Yep.
embraced. That's a solid pressure in your abdominal cavity, right? Making sure we're tight. Some people don't have that like bodily awareness,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why it's super important that we introduce those things early on with training. I've always kind of taken the crawl, walk, run approach to training.
Yep.
And I know, as redundant as it sounds, it's all for a reason, right? You come in here and you do your warm up, and something happens. Well, we're going to be lucky that it didn't happen when you had 300 pounds on your back and you're squatting, and you pull a muscle in your hamstring, and now you fall forward.
Yeah, you're done.
With no bar catches.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
you're ready for that moment if you just work on your like technique for so long, right? You're ready
Yeah.
for that moment.
Yeah.
Hey, I kind of want to switch gears because we
Let's do
talked
it.
about this. You like TikTok culture and fitness.
Oh yeah.
You said you had like some thoughts on
It's-
that. I don't even have TikTok, to be honest. But
yeah, I don't have
I don't
TikTok
know.
either.
I think
I
the
don't-
tick tick.
but it,
My son gets so
Yeah,
mad.
I
I'm like,
do
I
not
don't
use
know
that,
that
so.
tick tick.
I mean, it just applies to social media in general, probably,
Mhm.
right?
but TikTok is different, bro.
Man,
I've been
it's-
on there and like I was scrolling for a minute. It's just a different. It's weird.
What are some of the
Yeah,
trends
what
you're
is it?
speaking of?
I don't really know. I mean, they probably have like, I don't know. What is the trend these days?
So, my son, I don't know if you guys noticed, I posted something about my son the other day on my story, about his back. Like did I show you that?
Yep, you showed us.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
he's 13. He's completely submerged in the tick tick revolution right now. Like, it's so wild. Like, for real. If you think about it, some of them are only like 60 seconds. It's like
Yep.
a book's worth of information
Mhm.
jammed down your throat. And there's some people in there that are really good about channeling that information and distributing it properly. And there's some young people that like, oh, I got a good body right now. Like, I'm just going to go and put my body on there and be like, blah, 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 and
There's
this
a
is what I
lot
eat.
of that.
This is
There's
what
a
I eat. This is
lot
what
of
I eat in a day. And it's like 20 different slides of what they eat. And it's like, what did you just learn?
Yeah.
So my son was showing me this, and he was like, oh, this kid, Dad, look at him. He's like 21 years old and he's built. Check this out. And he shows me this video, and it's like legit like a 30-second video. And it's like, and I'm like, what did you just learn? He's like, that's what he eats in a day. He's like, watch it again. And I'm like, I don't need to see it again. Like, what did you just learn? And he was like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, Trent, what did you just learn? And he was like, well, I don't know. I was like, fitness, like if this person is going to be using his physique as something to catch your eye, he should be able to go ahead and just tell you what he's teaching you, right? Instead of
Yeah,
just
I'll see
giving
that.
you a couple like pictures and like, this is what I eat. And now my son, who's 13, is going to be eating everything that kid eats and thinks it's going to help him in some weird way.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, get the blessed protein and a couple bananas and
and you got the cake.
yeah, exactly.
Sprinkle, and before you go to bed,
Bam.
make sure you have that tea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's weird. Like I just wish that there would be more information, and it's hard because information can get really boring, right? And you only have a certain amount of time to give someone that information that's going to be like something they can really take with them. And that's why like my usual saying is like, take that with you, put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Like if I teach someone something and it's like a light bulb, an actual light bulb moment, like take that with you, put it in your pocket. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, sure.
so.
But to give people the benefit of the doubt, like if you're just starting fitness, like, and you see all these things, you're like, oh, that person's built, like they're probably telling the truth. I just gotta do what they do. It's like, you know what I mean? So like
That's
someone
what
just
makes it-
starting.
That's what makes it so hard, like to be, to remain like, I don't know how would you say it. Sometimes people like kind of just fall into fitness and it's like they have this great physique and they're like a year into it and it's like now they want to go and be like, oh, buy my ebook or buy my plan, buy my booty building program. And it's like, man. And for me, it's super hard because I've been doing this for about 12 years now and I'm still learning. And then when it makes me completely cringe when I hear like someone that's really only been doing fitness for probably like 2 years, like I know it all, like buy my program. You know what I mean? It's like,
Goes back to the student thing. Like we're always learning.
I'm a master student.
We're
man.
always learning.
Yeah, for
you know?
sure.
We're educating other people with our knowledge, but we're always learning, you know, more and more
New
and more.
things, yep.
Yeah, new things.
I also can't hate on fitness people for doing that though, because I mean that's how you scale your business, right? Like,
Right.
why wouldn't you?
Right.
But also like there's, I mean,
see both sides,
double-edged sword.
There-
Right?
there's
If
a
my buddy was
balance,
into
I think.
fitness, yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any influencers that, you know, you look up to or people you maybe associate?
Who would I say? So I've always been a huge fan of Dr. Kelly Starrett. I don't know if you guys ever heard him. Heard of his name. He wrote Becoming a Supple Leopard. So in the military, it didn't matter if you were a bodybuilder, a powerlifter, or a CrossFitter only kind of guy, whatever. Prioritizing movement is the most like paramount thing we can do for ourselves. If you can't put your body into different positions without being compromised going into that movement, why are you even doing that, right? Or if you can't go into mission with mobility and complete mission, you're ineffective. You're not able to help the guy to the left and right of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, I've always enjoyed his teachings. Him. Who else? Dr. Brett Contreras. He's the glute guy on Instagram. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him.
Yeah, I've heard that name.
He's a big one. Not a lot of people give him the recognition. I mean, he has a pretty big platform, but a lot of today's high-numbered follower females that are like booty builder experts actually started with that dude.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like I don't know if you ever taken the chance to read his book or.
I haven't.
No,
no.
I haven't.
I think it was called The Glute Guide, but literally like he has like before and afters for a lot of the top tier female.
Godfather.
Oh dude, Godfather booty. It's wild. But
That's
I
a
love his
pretty popular muscle group right there.
Yeah, it's weird. Like all of a sudden, right? Isn't it weird how like sometimes it just goes in phases? Like probably 10 or 15 years ago, having a big butt wasn't.
Yeah, I noticed that. Like
Right.
if you
There's
like go
trends.
watch those old movies like Back to the Future, like the whatever, then you know what I'm saying? Like
I know what you're saying, yeah.
It's changed over the years. Then there's
yeah.
J-Lo, then it's like, okay, that's
And it was like,
we like that.
yeah.
I don't know. It is
J-Lo.
evolving,
It
but it
was
seems like
Selena
that's
first, though. Let's get
Selena?
it. Selena's.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Selena's.
Yes.
shout out.
Shout out.
Yeah, the OG.
For sure.
But other than that, yeah, those two are
Yeah, those are my two top people that I always. I mean, there's more.
Yeah.
But those are the two that I love. I mean, for sure that their textbooks are on my shelf and their books are always open on those. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
So we're talking about, I mean, I know Bailey want to talk about it a little bit, but
Oh yeah, about like steroids.
I mean,
know.
it's a topic. I mean,
I feel like
correct
I
terminology is-
cussed right there. When I
a
said that.
lot of
Right,
people
and
are
that's-
skeptical about it, but I think it should be maybe
yeah.
discussed, and
So-
you had some knowledge behind
So
it.
that is a really hot topic. It's like taboo, right? We don't talk about that. We can't talk about that. PEDs are, in my opinion, I mean, I've been around them, especially in the military, going overseas. That stuff isn't frowned upon in country there. That's a completely different world. And I remember being educated very early on practices, different supplements. You know what I'm saying? And I remember thinking, like, why do I feel like we're talking about something bad? You know what I mean? If this is such a great thing and it can change the way we move and the way we compete or the way we work, if it can, you know, be used responsibly, why is it such a bad thing? So I've always kind of asked that question, you know. And of course, like being in this setting, I get asked all the time, like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? What do you think of creatine? You know, I'm kind of scared. Like,
Creatine?
I think I should be taking creatine.
Even for two?
It's the hard shit.
It's the hard shit. You know?
I said.
I said. But what do I think of it?
I don't know. I mean, I just like it's
Just want to pick your brain a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I think you know, if you're just like anything, you know, men and women do things for their bodies to either A, make them feel better about themselves, B, give them something that they can't have. You know, I mean, people get things done cosmetically for their body. What's the difference? People smoke
That's a good
weed.
point.
People smoke weed all the time. That's a drug. People drink alcohol. That's a drug. You get what I'm going with?
I
Yeah.
agree.
No, I get- yeah.
And like you said, like less information could be harmful.
It only breeds negligence.
So why don't you just like have it all open?
Exactly.
It's just like I relate it to like sexual education, like in school. Like, hey, we don't want to talk about that.
Well, we kind of have to.
Yeah, I feel like you have to.
Yeah.
But I know like some parents are like, we don't want our kids to learn that in whatever grade. Don't you want them to be more informed?
More informed, right? Yeah. Why are we going to hold that? And there's so much. There are so many studies done on so many different types of steroids and the efficacy, the pros, the cons. I mean, it's there, man. These people have been using these for years, and I just think that at some point, it's going to come out as like, hey, this is the fountain of youth, like for real. Like if it's used responsibly, and it's used under supervision in a really like calculated way, who knows? Who knows what type of people we could be in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, if it were to ever be legalized or what, you know? But I think in sports, I don't think it has a place in sports, you know, especially for fighting. It's a big thing that we were talking about.
I've heard the opposite though. There's this guy named Luke Thomas, shout out. But he was like talking about like USADA for UFC is not really there for the benefit of the fighters. It's more of like
to check a box.
It's there just to have a business,
right?
To also just be testing people.
I've heard it's really expensive.
Really expensive. Yeah, usually pays
expensive.
a ton of money for them to do that. But like if everyone has that available to them, I don't know, is it a big deal or not? What if it's all equal? I mean, if someone you know what I'm saying. So I don't know. I've heard both sides. Like I guess if you don't allow it, then there's gonna be some guys that have like some scientist that's able to like hide it, right?
Create some crazy competitive
like,
edge, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I don't know.
Barry Bonds.
I feel like in contact sports like football and UFC, it could potentially make it even more dangerous. So maybe that's one factor.
But if we take a step back from that, why are we watching the UFC?
Yeah.
Danger, right? We want to see the violence. We want to see that, right? And sometimes a lot of people watch that because it's like, we can't do that in our real life. I want to watch someone do it.
Yeah.
Like it's a train wreck you want to look at.
Oh, it's that Black Wolf. It's that Black Wolf mindset.
Black Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
24/7 for that.
So I mean, who wouldn't want to watch 350-pound guys that are shredded to the bone hit each other? I know you'd probably watch that. I would watch that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I mean,
how could you not?
A whole other league. Imagine.
Yeah,
ultra heavyweight.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Bare knuckle fighting. Have you guys seen that?
Oh,
you seen that?
Have you watched that Victor Lombard guy?
The
bald guy.
I think so.
He's a Puerto Rican dude. That
Dude,
cat's wild.
that's crazy.
Man.
That is their knuckles are just gone after the first round.
Have you guys watched? What about Rachel Ostovich? From the
Yeah, I know her.
Yeah. She's bad, but
she was really good. She has really good
is
jiu-jitsu.
good, yeah.
She's good on the ground. She went to bare knuckle, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. What about Juliana Pena from Spokane?
Oh yeah,
bro. My uncle called that. He was
time out. I called my mom as soon as that came out like a year before. I was like, this is gonna be the one. This is gonna be the woman right here.
Bro.
This is gonna be her. A year, and then it went through the whole process of it. Your uncle did. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
No. He called it. He was like, man, she's from Spokane. She got this. That'd be sick to talk to her, dude.
Yeah.
She's from Spokane.
I
She's
wonder
training right there.
Man, I mean, there might be connections somewhere.
Probably.
We just go pop in, just say, hey. So you beat Amanda Nunes.
Does she have do they have another fight for lined up?
Yeah,
they're gonna do a rematch
soon.
It's gonna be a rematch.
Yeah, it's coming real soon.
Is it the rematch?
It might be. It'll probably be like the July card, which is like the 5 week.
I want to say it's like within a couple months, man. Like real
really?
soon. Yeah.
Dang.
I was just at B-Dubs and they had the poster up of like the next 3.
Oh, yeah.
Main event cards. I was like, oh man, I'm watching that.
Hey, Joey's hosting them too now.
What's that?
Yeah.
Joey's
Go
hosting the
flight.
fights.
Really?
Flight, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come.
The upper deck,
We'll have to
deck's
go.
opening up
watch-
too.
Have you guys been watching the stories? Is he gonna have like a dance
He has
area?
DJ booth, yeah,
Oh, bro.
upstairs.
Is he gonna be
got
DJing?
the-
Bottle
No,
service.
I'm only
he's
going
got-
to DJs if he's DJing.
No, I think it's somebody
okay.
else. One of his buddies. No, but it's gonna be a vibe. Sunday is actually the first day of like the day fade, is what he's calling it. So I'll have like a day DJ.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
yeah, you know, flights
Day fade?
mimosas.
Flights
Day
mimosas.
fade.
That's a sick name.
Day
fade?
Yeah, day fade. So you know,
Uh-huh.
you're just drinking the day.
He has so
All those
many. He has so many
mimosas,
cool little
drinks.
ideas.
Yeah,
Like I have
yeah.
little ideas.
There's
like
nothing
that
like
too,
that in Try,
You know,
so.
Jay's in the gym. You know, I'm always dripped out. So I'm always
Yeah.
trying to like.
Yeah.
We got a lot of guys in here that are sneakerheads too, and I got some cool stuff kicking up with some local sneaker shops.
Okay.
hopefully.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Okay.
do something like a plug and like, yo, you
That's
know what I'm
dope.
saying?
Yeah,
So
we
we'll
might-
see how that works out.
We might
but
talk to a couple of them.
Those are sick.
so
Yeah.
yeah, those are dope.
Brandon just got some. What are they? The pandas?
Yeah.
The dunks.
Oh, yeah, those are nice,
the black
yeah.
and white ones.
Yeah.
Paid too much, but it is what it is.
You
I
can't
don't-
go wrong with
I don't
those
do that
ones.
sneakers app. I can't ever do anything
You know
with
what's
that.
so
That's why I had to
annoying, man?
pay.
Is like you can't. Yeah,
It's
the
crazy.
sneakers app. Like,
I don't.
I be
a waste of time
I'd
now.
be handed L's all the time.
Yeah,
on it.
exactly. Yeah.
Whatever.
So
Yeah.
I just gotta. If I want them, just gotta buy
Gotta
them.
buy 'em,
you
man.
know,
Yeah.
they're dope though.
I got my mochas. I got the mochas
Okay.
right when they came out, and I was like, boom, got them.
You did. Oh,
And then they
okay.
shot up like
Oh, yeah.
crazy. And I'm like, you know what? I've never been one guy just to shelf stuff. Like if I'm gonna get
Shelf
like,
those.
I'm gonna rock them. I
That's
wear,
like
I wear them all the time.
The Kentucky Blues. I mean, you can buy those resale right now like $600. Crazy.
Yeah, wild.
Those are
Crazy.
sick too.
I was
Yeah,
waiting
like
for
those.
I was waiting for the off-white collection to go up with the passing of I can't remember his name.
Virgil Abloh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was wild. I was
Resale's
like,
gonna be wild on those.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of the like what we got the name from a little bit.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Off white. Off light. But then
Off-White.
It sounded good, and I was like, "Oh, it's not
It rolls
like
off
two. It's not two. It's like I don't know.
yeah.
It's like
Did
a little-
our own
little
thing with
nod
it,
to it.
and
Yeah.
then flight. You know,
Mhm.
it's kind of like our home base. You know, for now. So
What is
Yeah,
it?
it's
The
been dope.
flight?
we'll flight tap and table. So
oh,
like,
that's your guys'
That's
home.
where we do.
that's
most
where we
of
do a
them.
lot of
That's
our
headquarters
filmings.
right now.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. HQ with
HQ,
Joey. So
okay.
so off flight. So we kind of merge those two.
I was
and
chopping up with him earlier. And I
Yeah.
was like, yo. And he was like, man, that's so crazy. Like, our stories are not done yet. And I was like, it's wild. Like, if I could honestly just tell anyone that's going through that, like, just get up. That's
Yeah.
it. Just
Yeah.
get up, man. It's
Yeah.
wild.
Just take action.
Mhm.
Yeah, you've overcame a lot of adversity for sure. A lot of different things. So
It's not done yet though. Like I was
oh
saying
no,
earlier, like
yeah, no,
anyone can get it from life.
yeah,
You can take that L at any point. You know, you can have everything you've ever worked for, and if he doesn't want you to have it, he can take it right away.
just
you
like
know?
that.
Just like that.
What about someone who's just like on the weekends or like just during the week, just not feeling motivated to work out? They're just like, like just too much time. Like I'm so far behind. Like I can't get to that spot where I want to be. Summer's coming up. I'm already feeling like, oh, it's too late now. Maybe next year. Like, what's your advice to someone like that? Like,
That's just having having
Yeah, just
troubles
get-
getting started.
yeah, just getting started. Like they're maybe intimidated to go to the gym. They just don't know where to start. They don't want to embarrass themselves.
Right.
you know?
If I like, I can use that's like situational. Like, you know, it's situational dependent. Like, you know, that's where like having a real solid sit down with someone in the beginning of a program. Like, why are we doing this? What is the why?
Yeah,
You know, once you establish that why and you identify the goals, it's so much more easier to move forward from there, right? And then you're going to be, as a coach, you're going to be able to identify, you know, what the bullshit is, you know, what the excuses are. Like, hey, what is it really? Is this how you feel, or is this what you know? Like, are they really? You feel like they're just kind of maybe judging you in here, or are they judging you? Like, is this factual? Is this how you feel? So that's the kind of coach that I am. Like,
gotcha.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, sure.
let's identify the problem first, and then we'll move forward from there.
Develop a path and you
Absolutely.
figure out your goals, and like you said,
Yeah.
it's just gonna make it that much more easy.
And that's hard, man. Like finding out why people are starting. And sometimes some clients, I've had experiences where some of them are like, oh, it's completely for me and nobody else. And I'm trying to find my hot girl summer body, and it's like, okay, cool. And then we start rocking, and then we're 8 weeks deep into a program, and inches are lost off their waist, and the glutes are growing, and the hair is looking shiny, and they're feeling great. And then that ex calls.
oh,
And then you don't hear them back the next
No,
day.
not the ex.
And then it's like, oh my gosh. And then it's really coming out. You were doing this for that other person, not for yourself. It's not genuine. You know what I mean? Like, that's a hard one. You know,
Dang.
like sometimes people want to move and they want to, find love from another person. But this in here, man, if you create discipline within yourself, it's going to be so much more easier to love yourself, right?
Yeah.
Loving
sure.
yourself is the strongest show of self-discipline. Like self-discipline is huge. So.
Well, health is like one of the biggest currencies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Health is wealth.
Health is wealth.
Health is wealth. Definitely. Boy, boys, we're feeling good.
Feeling
We
good.
had a good pump earlier. Good discussion with Zack, and I know some of us we got to get him his food. I'm starving.
I'm getting hungry.
We're getting there too. But
time.
yeah, we'll definitely stay in contact for sure, and look ahead as you guys are, maybe bring you on again as you make those improvements with the gym and all that, and check back in for sure. Let's sign off here, and thanks to everybody for watching, tuning in, listening. Again, we're on Impact. If you guys are trying to get in the gym, this is the spot to be.
Yep, for sure. Look us
Ask
up on
for Zack.
Instagram. And
IG. Yep. We'll put the handle here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we'll put the handle here, and you can check it out. And we're off flight.
Yeah,
cool.
we're
Peace
off
and
flight,
out.
man. We're off flight.
Thanks for subscribing.
Yep.
Peace.